Before we start with today's episode, consider supporting me on Patreon. Not only will you directly support the series, but you're also getting extra benefits, like early access episodes, be able to see who's the next guest, and also be able to ask them any questions. So if you're interested, then check the first link in the description. Recently got released, you already know that. Lots of people were enjoying it. Do y'all think that that like also ranked will have some sort of impact in terms of like tournaments? Do you think that maybe the original rank range formats might get dismissed completely with now also ranked being a thing?
Ooh, do you want me to start?
Mm, yeah, I guess I'll talk a little bit about like organization and how a lot of that is decided. So, um, you could use like ranked MMR as a sign up criteria,
Yeah.
and say only people below this sign up or this MMR are allowed to play. The one real thing that I don't like with that for vast majority of tournaments is that the format between ranked and tournaments are very different. Ranked plays format does not have a set map pool. It's a random selection of maps at a certain star rating that's supposed to be solid for both you and your opponent. They're all no mod. There's no modded categories whatsoever. You're not allowed to take hidden. There's no free mod. There's no DT, no hard rock. Um, there's not particular balance paid attention to in terms of skill sets. They all have to be featured artists. Like there's a lot of differences between the two formats right now. I think that probably there will be somebody who hosts like a ranked play tournament, basically, where it's like a similar format to ranked play, but in an actual tournament. Somebody will do that at some point. I don't have plans to, but like there will be someone. Somebody else will come up with the idea too. Um, I think less than that, what I'm more excited for is like tournament elo and the eventual approval of multiple different elo systems for tournaments. Right now, OS tournament rating, which is developed by Stage, a former member of the tournament committee, is approved for use in badge tournaments, which means that you can have both a rank restriction as a sign up criteria, and like you can only be below this elo rating in OTR to sign up to the tournament as criteria at the same time. Which, or you can do just OTR and that's it. And as long as you're above 6 digit, then you're allowed to play the tournament, but you have to have a certain OTR rating. I think that's also much easier or much harder to manipulate than your OS ranked MMR, where you can go into OS ranked and queue up and then AFK, and that'll tank your MMR.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that aspect as well. That, like
Yeah,
deranking also could be a lot more easier now with also ranked.
exactly.
Yeah. Um, my additions, I guess, to it was that I think a lot of people are thinking that ranked play will completely like replace tournaments, and I don't think that's going to happen at all. The
Mm.
way I see ranked play compared to tournaments is the same way in other esports titles, where you see competitive ranked and then you see esports tournaments. Um, it's exactly the same way I like to see it, I guess. Because it's such a fresh system, I don't think it will necessarily fully be able to reflect individual skill to quantify tournaments, at least not yet. Like Dio said, it's definitely going to make a big impact later on when it becomes more refined and people are a lot more used to it and there are some changes made and whatnot. But I think tournaments will still be around. There might be like maybe one or two less tournaments because a lot more people will be playing ranked play over tournaments, because before that, tournaments were the only way you could go 1-to-1 against a player, and that was partly why that can happen. But I think now that ranked plays around and it's a lot more casual, it's going to introduce a lot more players to be interested in playing tournaments, but maybe also reduce the frequency of some tournaments where players just wanted someone to go against, and now they've got things like ranked play and also stuff like ROM AI, which is another system that someone's made, which is really really good. Um, yeah, it's also the game mode is like very different. Like it's a scaling score differential thing rather
Yeah.
than highest score wins a map. There's a lot of differences, but I think it is like an objective positive for tournaments.
Yeah.
Objectively, brings a lot more
Yeah.
people into it, gives a lot of other players a chance to see what playing against another player against someone else head to head is like, and makes them maybe think about entering more tournaments, and maybe we'll see some gems with that. So I think it's a great thing.
Yeah.
One
Not to.
other thing, real quick.
Uh huh.
Um, One other thing, real quick. The devs behind Ranked Play have stated this before. They don't want to compete with tournaments for the
Yeah.
competitive space in the game. So they are inherently developing it to be something completely different from tournaments rather than as a replacement for tournaments.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So
it's not
yeah,
not at all their
definitely
goal.
not going to happen because it's not intended to be. And I think that's what separates it also from a lot of what Shiba was saying before, like ROM AI and MadeBot and all of these other kind of third party systems for doing ranked 1v1s. Is a lot of those just used old tournament map pools, whereas
yeah.
this and a tournament format, right? You win the map, you get 1 point. Whereas this is a completely different system with a different way of picking the maps for each match as well.
Yeah, yeah, I absolutely get that. What I want to say is like, I don't think anyone like ever expected it to be like a replacement for tournaments. To be fair, but it's still like a good introduction to the one versus one, way of playing Osu. So,
Mhm.
like Shiba said, it's an overall positive for the game. So, can't wait to see the developments as well. It's gonna be
Yeah,
exciting.
ranked play is so great. Like I'm really happy that that's happened because another thing as well, like ranked play is going to convince more people to play laser, and so laser tournaments will be more common, and that is kind of the end goal over
Yeah,
time. And I think that's just a net positive, and that's also going to enable much more improvement into the development of laser, and maybe we'll find a way to finally correct like the thing that makes laser feel off to everybody, and
true,
maybe
true.
then laser will finally be able to make a full transition, and that would be great. That would be awesome.
Yep. Things will take time though. Things will absolutely take
Yeah.
time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, here's an interesting question. So, what do you think